part of the Making Space for Nature project, we've looked to introduce 5 environmental improvements in 5 different parks or sites across the city. The first project here at Crown Street is the planting behind me. So these climbing plants have been put in to cover graffiti, which was deemed to be a little bit of an eyesore and detract from the other attractions of the park. And there's a number of different planting species behind us, including things like honeysuckle and ivy. And these will provide flowers and pollination, nectar for attracting insects, as well as habitat and shelter for animals over the winter. This is the pollinator works at Crown Street Park. You can see that we've cut some areas out into the longer grass, and these have been seeded with a wildflower seed. It's a little bit early yet, but in a couple of weeks we should see some really bright colours here. That would be great for both attracting insects and pollinators, and it'll also be really lovely for the people that are using the park for leisure or just using it as a cut through. We're in the walled garden here at Greenbank Park, where we've put in 2 pollinating structures, timber-based and the range of pollinating plants and climbers. The idea is that these climbers will grow over this year and subsequent years, and by next year we hope that they will have maybe covered completely. The idea of the pollinating plants is that they will attract pollinating insects and all sorts of other animals, including birds, and on top of that they'll provide some lovely shady, cool tunnels for people to enjoy during really hot days like today. So we're still in Greenbank Park, and behind me are 3 floating ecosystem islands that were put in as part of the Making Space for Nature project as well. These islands have been introduced to the park lake to do a job for us, and the job they're doing is twofold. On one hand, they're introducing new planting and biodiversity and pollination for insects, and on the other hand, the islands are also improving the water quality. And the way they're doing this is that the reeds that you can see planted on the islands behind me, they grow down through the base of the island, and the reeds hang in the water underneath the water surface, and they suck up all the extra nutrients that are in the park lake, and in doing that they clean the water and hopefully they'll help avoid potential algal blooms. So this is Northway Recreation Ground, and before we put in this sustainable urban drainage system there was just a patch of boggy ground and nobody ever really came to this part of the park. So what we've done here is we've introduced what's called a sustainable urban drainage system. So we've put a liner underneath here, we've put some edging planting around the edge of the small waterway, and we've kept some of the bushes and scrub that was here before to provide habitat for the plants and animals that live here. We've also put in these stepping stones in the central island, and that's attracted quite a lot of interest from the school. And we're very fortunate that there is a school adjacent to this, so this makes a really lovely educational area for them as well. So we're hoping that next year, once the planting's established, we might even get to see some frogs as well.